You're pulling your hair out because your toddler just threw a toy car at their sibling's head. Again, despite your stern warning and no dessert threat, punishment feels like shouting into a void. It stops nothing, changes nothing, and leaves everyone frustrated. Why? Because toddlers don't think like us. Their world is a whirlwind of now, not a timeline of cause and effect. Punishments like taking away dessert or yelling don't teach them what to do differently. They just make them confused, angry, or sneaky. Let's unpack why this approach fails and explore a method that actually works, rooted in how toddlers' brains tick, with vivid examples to show you how to make discipline stick. Ever wonder if your toddler's tantrum over missing dessert is because they genuinely don't get why they're being punished? Picture this. It's dinner time and everyone's digging into chocolate pudding, except your 3-year-old, who's staring at an empty plate, eyes wide with betrayal. Earlier, they chucked a toy car across the room after you said, "No throwing." You warned them, one more throw, no dessert. They threw it again, so you followed through. Now they're screaming, and you're explaining, again, that it's because of the car incident. But to them, that was a lifetime ago, and they've been good all through dinner. Their brain can't bridge the gap between a morning mishap and an evening consequence. Toddlers live in the moment, their sense of time as wobbly as their first steps. Studies, like those from the American Academy of Pediatrics, show kids under 5 struggle to link delayed consequences to past actions. Punishing them hours later doesn't teach, it confuses. Worse, it shifts their focus to the punishment itself. Why is mom mad? Instead of the lesson, don't throw toys. This isn't just about dessert disasters. Punishments like timeouts, privilege loss, or, let's be real, yelling often backfire because they don't align with a toddler's developmental wiring. Consider physical punishment. A spank for hitting a sibling. The child's takeaway? Fear, not learning. Research from the Journal of Child Development, 2016, links physical discipline to higher aggression and lower self-esteem by age 9. The kid doesn't think, "I shouldn't hit." They think, "I'm bad," or worse, hitting gets attention. Even non-physical punishments, like banning screen time for a week, teach kids to hide misbehavior rather than understand it. I've seen it firsthand. A friend's 4-year-old started sneaking cookies after a week-long toy ban for the same offense. Punishment didn't curb the craving. It just made her stealthier. What if discipline could feel less like a battle and more like a conversation your toddler actually gets? Here's the game changer: logical consequences. Unlike punishments, which are arbitrary and disconnected, no dessert for throwing toys, logical consequences are immediate, relevant, and clear. They speak a toddler's language. Back to that toy car scenario. Instead of a dessert ban, you calmly say, "Throwing cars hurts. We'll put them away for now." The cars vanish for 10 minutes. Your toddler sees the link. Throw car, lose car. No yelling, no delayed drama. A 2020 study in child development found that immediate behavior-related consequences improve toddlers' self-regulation by age 4, unlike punitive measures that spike defiance. This approach isn't just about stopping bad behavior, it's about teaching what to do instead, building a mental map for better choices. Let's dig deeper into why logical consequences work and how to make them your go-to. Toddlers' brains are like sponges, but they're wired for the present. Their prefrontal cortex, the part handling impulse control and long-term thinking, is still a construction site. A 2018 neuroscience review in Nature explains that kids under 5 rely heavily on immediate feedback to learn. When you take the toy car away right after it's thrown, the consequence clicks. I lost my toy. Compare that to a timeout hours later. It's like punishing a dog for chewing shoes yesterday. Logical consequences also feel fair and focused. For example, if a toddler spills juice on purpose, you might say, "Spilling makes a mess, so let's clean it up together." They learn to fix their mistake, not just fear your wrath. Here's a real story to bring it home. A mom I know, let's call her Sarah, used to yell when her toddler, Jake, hit his little brother during playtime. One day, fed up, she tried something new. When Jake swung a block, she gently stopped the game and said, "Hitting stops our fun. Let's take a break." She sat with him, talking about how hitting hurts. Then resumed play after a few minutes. Jake didn't hit again that day. Over weeks, Sarah noticed Jake pausing before lashing out, his little face scrunched in thought. By connecting actions to immediate outcomes, she was teaching him self-control, not just obedience. Contrast this with a dad I heard about who took away Jake's favorite truck for a day after a similar incident. Jake just cried and clung to his mom, learning nothing except resentment. Logical consequences aren't magic, but they're powerful because they respect how toddlers learn. They're not about control, they're about connection. When you say, "We don't throw toys, so we'll put them away," you're not the bad guy, you're the guide. This builds trust, not fear. A 2021 study in Pediatrics showed kids disciplined with clear, immediate consequences had stronger parent-child bonds by age 6. Imagine the toy car scene again. Instead of a tantrum over dessert, your toddler learns that throwing means a brief pause in play. They're not mad at you. They're learning the rules of their world. And you're not the exhausted enforcer. You're the parent helping them grow. Now, let's get practical. Logical consequences need 3 things: speed, relevance, and calm. Speed means acting right away. Waiting until bedtime to address a morning mess won't work. Relevance means the consequence fits the crime. If they draw on the wall, they help clean it, with a kid-safe cloth, of course. Calm means no yelling. Your tone sets the stage for learning, not fear. For instance, if your toddler refuses to share a toy, you might say, "Sharing lets everyone play. If you don't share, we'll save this toy for later." Then put it away for a bit. They'll feel the loss, but understand why. Over time, this builds emotional balance and confidence, not just compliance. Here's a vivid example to spark joy. Picture a sunny afternoon, toys scattered across the backyard. Your toddler, let's say a spirited 3-year-old, grabs a ball from their friend, who wails. Old you might have snapped, "Give it back or no TV." New you kneels down, looks them in the eye, and says, "Taking the ball upsets your friend. Let's give it back and find another one to play with together." You hand over a different ball, and soon they're giggling, tossing both balls back and forth. That moment of connection, that shared laugh, it's what logical consequences build. It's not just discipline. It's love in action. Unlike the time I saw a parent ban their kid from the park for running off. Hours later, the kid ran off again, clueless about the connection. To wrap it up, punishment-based discipline fails because it doesn't speak toddler. It breeds confusion, fear, or defiance, instead of understanding. Logical consequences, immediate, relevant, and calm, teach kids how their actions shape their world, fostering self-regulation and trust. Try it. Next time your toddler acts out, pause, connect the consequence to the behavior, and watch them learn. For more strategies, check out Brightest Beginning. Calm, happy place. It's packed with tools to raise confident, happy kids. Don't miss out. Online content like this can vanish with algorithms, so like and subscribe to keep these tips coming. Got a story about a discipline moment that worked or didn't? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear how you're navigating this wild toddler ride.